You wanted more gift recommendations for the artsy middle schooler, so I got you. These are all screen-free options for ages 11 to 13, but really with art, there's no age limit. A few of these, you do want to make sure that your child is older. I wouldn't recommend these for elementary. If you want elementary recommendations, I do have that video posted. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel, a second-generation homeschooling mom to 5 kids. They are all very artsy, and today I'm sharing some more art gifts for your middle schooler. Now, I've already shared some art supplies that my kids use every single day, but over on my TikTok, people were asking for more recommendations for this coming holiday. So I'm going to give you some more recommendations. Now, some of these items are on my Christmas list to get the kids, and some of them are things that they have actually asked for. Will I get everything on this list? I don't know about that, but we'll just see how it goes. Up first, we have a really good watercolor paint set. So it not only has the watercolors in it, but it also has some brushes as well. Now, we have gotten the really cheap sets, and honestly, they're no good. They're cheap for a reason. I feel like this one is a pretty reasonable price. And if you do decide to get this, I highly recommend getting some spray bottles so that your child can watercolor properly. If you know anything about watercolor, or if you've watched any videos about watercolor, you know you have to spray the colors first. It really does make a difference. And if you're going to get them that, you might as well go ahead and get them some watercolor paper. Why? Because it's thicker and it's textured, and it makes a huge difference when you are coloring. And go ahead and throw in some tape, some blue painter's tape or washi tape or anything like that, so they can tape down their paper and then start working on their art. Up next, I have this needle point kit or needle punch kit. I think it's called a punch needle. That's what it's called, a punch needle. They have multiple options on Amazon, but this one I thought was really cool, and this one I actually think I'm going to get for my oldest daughter. I don't want her to hear me, sorry, because she's very crafty and she's very much into things like this. And I just think it would be so fun to try something new. Up next, I'm going to suggest these micro drawing pens, which I have suggested in, I think, my elementary video. But if your child is really into art, these are a fantastic gift. And if you have multiple kids, you could even break it up and put it in multiple stockings. My kids have had multiple of these each, and they have used them up. They love them so much. And these are for kids that don't just scribble, but actually love art. But this is a great thing to get your young artist. Okay, hear me out. If you have an artsy kid, more than likely they're really into grammar and writing. Am I right? Now, I know this isn't always the case, but for my kids, yes, absolutely. So, this beautiful stationery set. I have really fostered a love for writing letters to people, handwritten letters. My kids love to do it, and their friends love to receive letters. Honestly, I love handwriting letters. I just think it's so sentimental and so personal. And honestly, society doesn't do enough of it nowadays. So getting your child a stationery kit is definitely on my list for sure, but I would absolutely recommend it to others as well. And if you're going to get a stationery kit, you might as well get a wax seal set, which I got my kids either last year or the year before, and they love it. It is so fun. Now, I definitely recommend this one for middle school, not for elementary, unless you're going to help them out. And if you do get them the stationery set, I highly recommend some awesome novelty pens. Now, I also recommended these pens in my elementary video, but you can search all kinds of novelty pens. You can even find these at Hobby Lobby and just funky stores, Five Below, different things like that. They have so many different options. So yes, get them some fun pens. My kids have also really been into creating these little lizards lately and all kinds of other beaded things. So I'm going to recommend a set of beads. Plus, if you get the beads, you have to get the cord to go with it, and then the jewelry wire and some jewelry pliers as well. They can make so many fun, cool things with these. If your kids are artsy, or crafty in any way, they will probably really, really love these. Next, for the middle schooler, I'm going to recommend a wood carving kit. That's right, you heard me, a wood carving kit. You know, elementary is for ages 11 to 13. They should be able to carve things with wood, or at least learn how to carve things with wood carefully. This is a great learning experience if your child does not know how to do this, and your child's going to end up with some really cool things, maybe even some gifts for their friends. Up next, I'm going to recommend some really good markers. These are no bleed through markers. They're just water-based. That's what makes them different. So your child should be able to use them on their regular paper or cardstock paper without them bleeding through, which is something my kids really, really love. Now, I have gotten acrylic paint markers, which they've used on paper. They cover so well. Like, it is so satisfying, but also it's paint, it's not a marker, and it absolutely bleeds through. But if you're looking for something that doesn't bleed through, I would definitely recommend these. And something I said before that I will never not recommend is this little Polaroid camera, an instant film camera. All 4 of my big kids have one of these, and they have used the fire out of them. Plus, getting the film in like a bundle pack. I think we got some at Walmart, maybe on Amazon, I can't remember. But that makes a great stocking stuffer, especially if you have multiple kids. You can just put it in each of their stocking and be done. But these cameras have been fantastic. They can take pictures instantly, give them to their friends, instantly hang them on their walls. And I have even framed some of these because I love seeing things through my children's point of view. I just think it makes a fantastic gift. Now, they do have sets like this on Amazon, but also they sell them at Walmart as well, which I think is where I got all of our kids. And we got them for birthdays and Christmas, and I think one of my kids even saved up and bought their own. Next recommendation is this 3D art pen. Now, this is basically melting plastic and creating designs. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I do think it's cool. And I think my 10-year-old asked for this. I don't know if it's on our list to get, but I need to do some more research into it. I do think it's really cool, but I need to know a little bit more about it. I'm really curious if they use recycled plastic or if they're just creating new plastic for this as well. A 3D projector. Now, this one is a little babyish, but there are so many different ones you can get for your middle school artist. I think a projector is a great way for your child to strengthen their skills, especially with tracing. Anybody can trace things, and it just gives them a little more confidence. But also, what if they wanted to trace something and add their own things to it and then color it in and do all these different things? They could absolutely do that, and I just think it's super fun. My 12-year-old really, really wants a projector or an art table or something along those lines so that she can do some tracing from her favorite graphic novels because she just wants art for her own personal wall. And I think that's really cool. Next, for my daughter, I bought this necklace. Like I said, all of my kids are artsy, but with her, she wanted something to fidget. So the beads are just perfect to roll in her fingers, but it also has her initial. It has the cute little heart. She loves it and wears it so much. This was a fantastic birthday present. I think we got it for her birthday, but it would make a great stocking stuffer as well. It's just a great gift for the artsy, funky, cool girl. Next, one of my kids has really been into Bob Ross lately. Actually, all of my kids. We've been watching a lot of Bob Ross this year for school, and they're really into oil painting. So one of my children in particular wants an oil painting set, and I'm unsure if I should get a set like this or if I should go to Hobby Lobby and just buy some things. I know nothing about oil painting, so I kind of don't know what to get. I feel like getting a set, a whole kit, is just more convenient. But also, I've heard things from actual art teachers saying that you shouldn't get the kit. You should buy it separate because the quality is going to be better. So I think I'm just going to do some more research and find, what works best. But this kit, I feel like that's a pretty reasonable price. But also, my 12-year-old who wants the oil painting things, I feel like she would get great use out of them. So maybe I should go ahead and just get everything separate. I'm not sure. Next, these scratch and sketch pads. I have gotten these for our kids every single year to put in their stocking, and they've all loved them. Even my oldest daughter, who's now 14, they're just fun. There's something about scratching on it. It's kind of like a lottery ticket. Like, it just scratches an itch in your brain that you love. And so I feel like this could be for any child, and they're going to really, really enjoy it. Up next, something on my list to get them is toned art paper or sketch paper. Now, what's different than just regular sketch paper is the toned sketch paper. You can use a dark or a light medium on it to work on your shadowing, and my kids would love that. They would love that so much. So if you have a child that's really, really into art and really working on advancing their skills, I definitely recommend toned paper, sketch paper, sorry. I have not been able to find this at Walmart, only on Amazon or other websites, so I linked it for you. Definitely check that one out as well. Actually, I have everything here linked in my Amazon storefront, an album called Kids Christmas Gifts, so that you can easily find it. Okay, back to my list. Small notebooks. Now, they could just be sketchbooks, notebooks, whatever. My kids love the small ones. You know, kids have smaller hands. And so when it's smaller, it fits in your hands better. It fits in your bag better. It's easier to take in the vehicle with you. My kids love these, and they are something I will always get them. So I highly recommend those. Sticky notes. Look at these cool, funky dragon sticky notes. This is on my list to get my kids this year. My kids have been obsessed with dragons in 2025. I don't know about yours, but mine have been. So I found these, and yes, they're on my list. So I wanted to recommend them to you as well. They also have these cute little otter ones and so many other ones. Sticky notes are a must for middle schoolers. Something else my kids also love are these tiny 3D printed animals. They're obsessed with them. I would recommend buying them from a farmer's market or a local fair, not from Amazon, although Amazon does sell them. But, you know, if you're buying them local, you're supporting your community, and I just love that. And that's where we have bought all of our kids' little 3D printed animals. Something else my kids really love are toy critters, you know, little bugs and creatures. My kids just love those. Why? I have no idea, but they love them. Actually, specifically, my 12-year-old asked for these this year. I think she wants to do some kind of art project with them. I'm not sure, maybe glue them to a picture frame and paint it, or work on her, you know, real life model sketching. I'm not sure what she wants to do, but she specifically asked for these, and I found a whole pack so I can give some to everybody. Yeah, my kids love them, and I don't know why. Another thing that I think is really cool that's on our list, actually it was on our list for the last couple of years, but I didn't get it. This year I'm going to get it because $10 for a 4-pack, you can't beat it. These miniature leather-bound sketchbooks. They're just little sketchbooks, but they're so cute. My kids love whimsical things like that. Each and every one of them are going to love these. Now, I don't know if they all have a rose pattern on them or not. I can't remember. So my 10-year-old son probably wouldn't be too happy about that, but the girls would love it, of course. Anything tiny, anything whimsical, they love. And an honorable mention that my 14-year-old suggested, even though she's high school, not middle school anymore, is this book set, Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians. Now, don't ask me what age limit this is for. I just know she started reading them and she became obsessed. She loves them so, so much. She asked me, please put these on your list. So I'm adding these to my list because she was obsessed. Now, my 14-year-old is a huge reader. She loves to read adventure, excitement, horror, all kinds of things like that. So do your own research, see if it's something your kids would like, but my daughter asked me to recommend them, so it's an honorable mention. And like I said, I have all of this stuff linked in my Amazon storefront so you can check it out, or just take screenshots and go find it elsewhere. I hope this video was helpful, and thanks for watching. See you next time.